What up and welcome to Tell Me I'm Wrong. We've got Rick. I am Marsh. Appreciate you hopping in on your Thursday. Rick, I hear there's something you're wrong about.
So listen, I stand by this strongly. Tell me I'm wrong. If a woman has fingernails longer than 2 inches, it's a serious red flag. Tell me I'm wrong.
I think if they have fingernails longer than like a half an inch, just to extend over the finger, I think 2 inches might be the part that's wrong. Is that it's too long? What do you need 2 inches of fingernails for? Why do you need
But
1 inch of fingernail, Rick?
well, certain women have like to get the little designs and get the little, but I think after two, your hands are no good for anything else. I agree, you kind of borderline, but anything after 2 inches, you can't even wipe your ass good. Like after two, all bets off on everything. You can't cook my food because your nails are filthy. You're not cleaning your behind well. You're not doing anything well. You at your job, you're not even typing well. After 2 inches, your hands might as well be nubs. They're no good for anything else, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, I need something that's 2 inches because I have a terrible concept of size. So I got my chapstick. Is this 2 inches? Is this 2 inches? Because this is a huge fingernail. Are we talking from the base or from the fingertip?
From the base.
Dude, that is way too big. That is so long.
So like
I'm
I think from here to here is considered an inch. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so then
Definitely an inch.
oh yeah, so 1 inch then. Okay, 2 inches is too long. I agree.
I was gonna say
One
two
inch.
inches. You're poking
Anything
eyes out with them things.
your your nails longer than 1 inch long, it
Okay.
is a serious red flag. Baby girl, you are dirty. I can tell you
How
that.
much do those
You're
cost?
dirty.
How much do those cost? Do we think we'll get production on this as we hypothesize? How much do you think 1 inch nail extensions cost? I'm gonna go for the whole kit and caboodle, 5 fingers. I'm gonna go 250. I think it's $50 a finger.
But you know she has 10 fingers, right? She's only doing one hand.
Is my
Yeah, you
math
said five
wrong?
fingers. The
I
women
mean,
I thought you had 10. The
gotta.
women I thought you had 10 fingers much. That's
Well,
just my
you
preference.
know, yeah, it's probably good. It's probably better to have two. Okay, so I'm gonna go $500, $50 a figure. I'm not like you. You know, I don't. You have the coach with no legs that's teaching the gym. I'm apparently attracted to one-handed women.
So
So
typical cost between 20 and $50
per finger. That's
per.
see.
No, I think
So I was right.
for a set. No, for a set. I wait, hold on. I get a
Oh, 50
manicure
bucks
and
for
a
the whole
pedicure.
thing.
I get a manicure and a pedicure. I don't get any nails, obviously, but I pay like 45,
Obviously.
$50. So I would assume
Right, but
if your lady's getting nails added on or length added on, assuming it's not maybe their regular nails, it may be by $75. I don't think it's like 200 or something. Unless you kind of like
uh,
designs. No, if they're getting designs and their baby daddy's name and they child's name on the nails, then it may be so. But I don't
I
think
mean,
it's
if
too
they're
many.
putting a baby daddy name on the nails, that's also a red flag. Like, how do
That
you,
is
Jaquan? I'm making an assumption on that one. I'm not even gonna front. I
that's
just
a
think
good
there's a
one.
demographic that probably does that.
That's a good one.
I'm
Jaquan.
sorry if that was a poor assumption. I apologize for the Jaquans out there and
So as a young lady
those
right now
fellas.
that has Jaquan on at least JQ on their nails. So you're not far off. I'm sure you're not.
How do you spell Jaquan? That's 6 letters, so she definitely needs two hands. So
Yeah, too.
maybe it's like a
Well,
little
your girl's out.
Jaquan.
Your girl's out because your girls only have
Actually,
five.
yeah, my five
Your girl only
fingered
got
one
five
handed
fingers.
woman. She can't. It's Jay Quan with just the letter J and then Quan afterwards. Yeah. So I think longer than 1 inch is probably Just ask an expert. I apparently very much overdid it. The wife says it's $60 with the tip for when she gets her fingers dipped. I still think there's got to be an add-on to put in, because I mean that's not a real fingernail, right? I mean, like, nobody's growing out unless you're trying to get in the Guinness World Record books. Nobody's growing out their fingernails.
I guess you can grow it out an inch.
So we're told $5 to $10 per. Oh my god, I really overestimated. I mean, still $100.
About 100 at the max. You spend that's max, and that should come with champagne. That should come with champagne and all kinds of things while you're sitting up doing all that. That's $100. If you pay more than $100, then I think that's a bit much. That's overkill.
So I would say this. So not only, and look, we're well into out of our realm of expertise, but I think that if you've got, it's a dangerous game to put any amount of length onto your nail, because if you break it, there's no solving that. Like, that is a very obvious, like, oh, you're missing it. Like, I've always kind of like, all right, so a woman loses her nail and it's kind of like, oh, that's too bad. But like, you lose a 1-inch nail, everybody's gonna know. Like, you better. Do you think that was that?
And I would assume that's painful.
Probably. Well, yeah, if it's your nail, it's definitely painful. But like, do you think you have to carry super glue if case like falls off? You're like clamoring, like, I gotta put it back on. You probably have to, right?
No,
like, you can't be walking around with 9 fingernails, right?
No, I think women go and get a refill. They go get a refill done.
But I'm saying, you can't just. I don't think that's like urgent care. You just go to a nail salon right away. Yeah, I think like, what if you're at the office and you're like, oh no, I'm missing my middle finger nail. You just got to get a little crazy glue on there, right? I mean, what's the, again, uneducated? What do you think the response is?
I don't know, but if they're using crazy glue, they're gonna lose that entire nail. You can't put.
I mean, that would be a bad decision. I would agree with that part.
I don't know what they're using instead. But if you're using crazy glue, then you're crazy, because that's not. I don't know what works. I know that doesn't work.
Well, the nail's not going to fall off. Like, that part of the nail's not going to fall off.
It's never going to fall off.
The nail bed might fall off. Well, then you're definitely running into 2-inch nail as it has to like grow out. What's the acceptable length? Like, where's the line? Because we already walked you back from 1 inch.
Correct.
Where's the line?
1 is the max. I think 1 is the max.
But what happens as we get close to 1? Like, normal nail, you're probably like, whatever. Little, like, 1/4 inch, you're like, okay, that's nice. 1/2 inch, you're like, oh, that's not bad. Like, is the 3/4 inch, you're like, hold on, what are we doing here? Like, so where's that line where you start to question?
I think the line is, 1 is the line. That's anything over 1, you're useless.
You're useless. You're useless as a woman if your nails are. You're dirty and you're useless if your nail is longer than 1 inch.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Rick says you're useless and dirty if your nail is longer than 1 inch. And if you have 10 fingers, he's interested, though. Unlike me. I think that it's more 1/2 inch. 1 inch still feels very long to me. I mean, 2 inches is where you started, is just. I mean, that's not a red flag. That's a black flag. Like, get the heck out of it. That's a hurricane flag. Like, take cover and get to safety.
Yeah.
But 1 inch, even that seems excessive. I mean, that is a long nail.
Wedding day.
1 inch like for your wedding day?
I'm assuming, bro. Women get inch. They get, at least in the African American community, women get nails. They're gonna. So
let's ask. Let's ask that. Let's just dive into that. Why is it that we've got on the screen. See, I'm sure if you're paying attention to YouTube, production team is putting short, medium, long. Medium feels fine to me. Long feels too long. Long, that does also not look like 1 inch. Like, there's no way. I think you're talking about like the gangly long ones.
No,
you're talking about that.
Longer than 1 inch on that long one.
Oh, no, I think that's shorter than 1 inch. I think that's a lot shorter.
I think that's about it. I think that's fair. I think that's 1 inch. That's my max. I think that's 1 inch. I think that's the max for me.
If that's 1 inch, if that's 1 inch, and there's a lot of jokes folk can make about two people comparing inches over here. If that's 1 inch, that's fine. I don't think that's 1 inch. That looks short to me to be 1 inch. But what do I know?
No, look, from here to here.
Rick, if that's it, I don't think that's an inch. I mean, maybe you might have a bigger pinky finger than I, but I don't think I need a ruler because I don't know if that's an inch or not.
But no, the pinky is not the entire pinky, Marsh. It's just
I
from
know you're talking about the little bone at the top.
the little line, the little indentation line everyone has to the top of their. There you go.
I'm saying I'm saying maybe your pinky finger's bigger than my pinky finger because
Maybe so.
I don't think my pinky finger. I'm not. We don't need to keep saying that.
Yeah.
Why? This is great podcasting, great content. Why is it that that's more of? You said it's African American women. You talked about the African American community. Why is it that I feel as if? I mean, definitely what we saw on the screen. If that I feel like is kind of universal. Why is it that the African American community tends to have the even longer nails than that?
I mean, it's hard to say because I've never been an African American woman, but I just think that I think in general, people of color, we like to do the most. I just think we like to do the most. I think we like, if you're gonna do it big. We like to have. So if you like designs, right? Designs on a 0-inch nail, you can't really get crazy as you want to, right? You can't spell Jaquan name in cursive on one nail if it has no inches on it, right? So you got to put a little length to it to get the design. So we like designs. Sure. I see nails that are bedazzled and gradient colors and things like that. So when you have the length when you have the length, you have the options. You have more options and more tricks in your bag. Is what I come up with. And a lot of women know that their men like the intimacy, the nail scratching in the bedroom too. So that works to that. So depending on who you're talking to, that might work to their advantage in their relationship. So I can see it for that, those purposes. But again, anything over an inch, you're useless.
Yeah. That could be phrased very well. I don't know why white women don't like long nails. It does.
Are we in agreement that white women don't wear long nails? Is that really a thing?
That's my opinion of it. I think that unless it's a very specific white woman that also happens to be a rapper, and they might have longer nails. But I feel like the vast majority of white women that I see, they do not have nails like this long, flailing about. I think it's a black community thing. I think that is accurate. I don't think I'm treading in hot water with that one.
I know. Now you have to be careful because once this gets out, and then the white women notice that they haven't been keeping up with the black women nails length, then they're gonna it's gonna go crazy next week. So be aware. Now I'm gonna start looking at women. Now when I'm out, I'm gonna be looking at nails, women. I'm gonna be taking little photos, trying to sneak it when I'm in the restaurant and stuff. I'm gonna find you a couple of white women. Oh my gosh, you see that on the screen?
If you're watching on YouTube, the production team has put a white woman on the screen that has what has to be the longest fingernails in the world. That literally go from the top to the bottom of a bar top. So and there's that woman.
She's useless.
Her hands have been useless for quite some time at that point. She might not be useless as a human, but her hands might not be.
The hands, yes. You can't even wash. You can't do anything. How she's cleaning her ass?
It's not a question I often ask. It's not a question that comes to my mind. You'll have to take it up with the old lady that's been growing that thing for years, I have to imagine. All right, I've got one for you. We're going to shift gears. We're really going to shift gears. Let me make sure I know which one I'm talking about here. All right. If working out is your entire personality, red flag. And I mean entire. You are, when you go out to a restaurant, you're asking for grilled chicken and rice, straight up rice. If you go without lifting for one day, you lose your mind. If that is your entire personality, red flag.
I agree. It means you're a lame-o. It means two things. You're a lame, and you're not getting laid.
Well,
so
could be another gym fan that could be interested.
Listen, working out is fantastic, and I know people have dedications to working out. That's fine. I'm all with that. Marsh works out a lot. I works out enough. But when that becomes the center of every conversation, of everything you do, of every moment of every, listen, man, get laid, and then everything gonna be okay, because you're obviously not getting laid. Because even if you have the body, when women meet you and go out on dates with you, they don't want to hear that mess. It's annoying to have someone sit there and count calories, or saying, "Let me get a fistful of this," or ordering something from the menu and making 17 changes to the, like, bro.
Yep.
That's annoying. Like, no, that's not cool on any level. And I'm a guy, and I think that's annoying. So I can imagine a woman being like, "This fool is paying more attention to his figure than me." If you're in the mirror more than your lady, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag. I mean, yeah.
And those are the guys who are in the mirror and take longer than their lady.
And I would say specifically in the mirror, not for, does this outfit look good? Like, if you're taking the time to put together an outfit and you need to look in the mirror, I think that's okay. But if you're just standing in front of the mirror for standing's sake, I don't know that this is a one to not prove this one out yet. Are we back, Yels? Okay. I don't know if this is a 100%, Rick, but it's an observation. I'm going to make the assumption that they make working out their entire personality, but the guys that are, like, super fit, like, they definitely are paying very close attention to everything they wear or everything they're eating and how often their zone on their Garmin chest strap that they wear at the gym. Their clothes oftentimes are ill-fitting. Shoes are not, maybe a little bit. The shirt, it's the right size, but it's not, like, fitted to them. The pants are a little long, even if, again, fitted to their waist. It's just not, their outfits aren't well crafted, and it is. But that's the vibe I get.
I agree.
Not to say I'm the most fashionista guy here. I'm just saying.
But I think people who have the utmost time and effort in workout gear probably doesn't have good clothes. Probably doesn't have great clothes outside of it.
Yeah.
They'll probably wear hammer pants to dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
or they look like hammer pants.
Or they look like hammer pants, right? So, I think there's a correlation. Now, luckily for women, you don't have to have much to look cute. Some tights, spandex and a blouse, some heels, and you're good. You're good to go anywhere. Dress up.
What's the guy version of that?
As the workout guys, or just
no? As you're saying that, so women could throw on tights, a blouse, and heels, and they can easily swap the heels for shoes and be fine. What is the guy version of that?
Guys don't have that easy.
We don't have that outfit.
I think we're actually judged harsher on our clothing than we judge women.
Yeah, it's tough to be a guy.
A woman can have an entire outfit from Target and be A1. If a guy has on an entire Target outfit, somebody's saying something.
Yeah.
He's not getting the girl. He's not looking the part. In her eyes, he's not looking the part. He has to come with a whole bunch of extra stuff to make up for the fact he has an entire Target or Walmart outfit on from head to toe. Girls, we don't care about it like that. If you look cute, you look cute. But for women, when they look at guys, I think there's more. They look at more to his appearance and what he has on than what we do for women.
I don't know. Target has some good. Target has some good stuff.
Listen, I'm not dumping on Target. Some of my favorite jeans I got from Target, so I don't dump on Target. But I can't put on Target shoes. That's not.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. So you're saying head to toe.
Head to toe Target, she's good. I can't go head to toe Target. I'm not good.
Especially the toe part, the foot part. Yeah, I guess
I'm not good.
I guess
I'm
shoes
never
are
good.
a. I can get on board with that. I can get on
I
board with
can't go
that.
to Walmart and get some Rydell's and put on my feet like, yo, I'm killing them
What
tonight.
are
No, you're
what
not.
are Rydell's?
They're like old baseball shoes. I think they make like tennis shoes now.
You talking about Riddell? No, that's a football helmet. You're talking about the
There's
same
something
brand
like
as the
that.
football helmet?
Riddell, whoever
They
the
used
hell.
to make shoes. They make
Yeah,
shoes. I didn't
cleats.
know this.
Yeah,
Oh,
they got like cleats,
cleats. I thought you were talking like
but now they
sneakers.
have they have like a tennis shoe now.
Oh, didn't know
Yeah,
this.
everybody has a version of
Okay.
a tennis shoe these days. So I can't go put on some
Tennis
Caterpillar boots. I can't go get some Caterpillar boots, put them on, and go out to
You
dinner
gotta have
like yeah,
Timberlands.
get some
You
Timbs
gotta
at
have
least, right?
Tims.
You can't
You
again
gotta.
see
No.
how it matters. A girl put
Yep.
on some slides. We don't care what version of a slide she has on.
Don't care.
Care less.
Yeah.
She has on heels. We don't care where those
Yep.
heels come from. We can care less. But I can't put on
Yep.
Caterpillar's boots and be like, yo, I'm killing them tonight.
Nope.
Nah, homie, you're not.
Nope. Especially if it was a color. I mean, you can only do tan or black on the Tims,
That's it.
right? You can't
That's
be
it.
walking out with pink or white.
Unless you're
What are we
Cameron.
doing? These
Tall
are
person can wear pink Tims and get away with it.
well. That was. It also helps when you are a multi-million valued
At that
musician.
point.
That tends to help. All right, Rick. What else are you wrong about here?
So let's talk about perceptions. Can we get into perceptions?
Perceptions. We've well past that line of if we can. We are in that category right now. So, that question should have been asked about 22
Let's
minutes
get
ago.
into perception. We talked about since we was talking about Target, talking about Walmart, and I just thought about something.
Oh,
If I just this is what I believe in. If I see a woman inside of those stores, department store, anywhere really, and they're wearing their bonnets on their heads, they have at least two kids and two baby daddies. At least. You just
Whoa.
already know, guaranteed. If you're in public wearing a bonnet, you have at least two kids and at least two baby dads. That comes with the public bonnet wearing. It's
there we
it's
go.
in sync.
That's two kids and with two different baby daddies. If you're wearing the bonnet.
At least.
Out of my realm here, speaking about bonnets, if I'm being completely transparent, because I don't quite understand what is going on with the bonnet. Seems like we're just wearing. I thought they were used to be like a nighttime.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. That's my point.
It's now like an all-time attire, right? That's kind of. I see them.
It's a terrible time. It's now terrible.
I see them everywhere.
That's what
I
I'm
see
saying.
them. So I'm confused on that.
It's going mad. The world's going mad, Marsh.
So look, if she's got two baby daddies with a bonnet, I guess I don't have a good counterpoint for that. So I guess I'm just gonna have to default to you're probably right there. But I mean, I'm look, the complexion's the giveaway here, but I just don't know what's going on anyway. It feels like the skull cap from the 2000s, where it's like
right.
you're not really putting a football, but you know what? Go for it. And I'm not talking about do-rag. I understand I don't understand because I have any experience, obviously, but I understand there is a reason for the do-rag, right?
Yes. There's a fundamental reason for it, yes.
Right. I don't know that there was the fundamental reason for the Under Armour skull cap in the 2000s, but people were doing it anyway.
Hey.
Am I incorrect on that?
No, you're right. You're right. I don't know about. Look at there you go. Look at that. Look at that.
If you're on YouTube, we have a picture of, or if you're not on YouTube, we're showing a picture right here of a woman with a bonnet on.
She's on she's on an airplane flight too. She's on a flight. And
Yep.
she has on a bonnet on the flight.
To go see her second baby daddy.
Yes. Probably. Now you understand what's going on, Marsh. Now you're picking up what I'm putting down, brother. Yes.
So enlighten me with the bonnet in general. Like, what is it supposed to be?
So it's supposed to be. So women, I'm talking about women of color because those are the women I lay down with the most.
That woman was white, by the way. That was wearing the bonnet on the airplane.
That woman was white. So wearing bonnets is universal. But for women of color, typically they have their hair maybe worn straight, and they wrap it up at night. to keep, because when the objective is when they get up in the morning to unwrap it and have it still lay down straight, and have to do minimum work to it in the morning so they can get to their location. So what they do, they wrap it at night, and then you put a bonnet, preferably a silk bonnet because it's smoother for you to lay on, or maybe they have a silk pillowcase, well, in case they don't have to wear a bonnet, because it's going to help protect their hair for the evening. So when they get up in the morning, they don't have to wrestle with getting their hair together. That's the initial reasoning from a man's perspective. I could be off a tad here or there, but from what I've concluded over the years, that's the original reasoning for why a woman wear a bonnet at nighttime.
So why
Anything
is
other
it?
than that, extracurricular. I have no idea past that.
So then, okay, so then that's probably the answer. Like, I've been seeing people wearing bonnets, men and women. It's as the men's case, typically guys with dreadlocks. So I was very confused about
it's for
that.
the same reason. It's for the same reason. You got your hair locked. When I had locks, you got your hair locked, and you don't want to mess up the style because hair braided in any kind of way, it get loose and it'll start looking messy really, really quick. Put the bonnet on so that way it'll kind of not be when you sleeping, rolling over, whatever. It won't just be getting all messy and fuzzy the next day. It'll still look like you can maintain that style for a lot longer.
So why in the middle of the day? What's the benefit there?
Because dudes is sorry, Marsh.
Because dudes are sorry.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's like you've done a better job explaining. I don't need to come up with a dumb combo here, but you're show ready at all times, pretty much. You're just ready at any moment that you can pull off the bonnet and boom, hair's ready to rock and roll.
Right, but it's traditionally worn at home. People wearing it out in public
is like wearing your britches. Your under britches.
It's ratchet. Yeah, it's like wearing your
ratchet. There's the word we needed.
It's ratchet. People live ratchet ass lives, and so they wear their bonnets out in public to show you how ratchet they live in their lives. So if you speak ratchet, or if ratchet is your type, then good. That's your go-to. So you already know. Oh yeah, This is my speed right here. I speak ratchet. She is ratchet. Let me go ahead and go for
baby daddy number 3. Let's go.
It's a call. It's a signal. It's a signal.
Right. Okay.
It's a call signal.
I don't think I can provide any further expertise on that one. So I will tell you this: that you're going on the more female route. So I'm bringing us back to the male route. But this actually could be for anybody. If IPAs are your go-to drink and it's all you drink and you swear by it, red flag. Red flag.
Why is that a red flag?
What are we doing with the IPA? And this is coming from a man who loves himself a Guinness. Just the great stout is unmatched. Mm-hmm. But the IPA tastes like dirty bathwater. And these dudes and dudettes are out here saying, yeah, gimme the fuzzy brown bear on draft. And it comes out looking like you pulled it out of the sewer from back behind the bar.
I agree.
And I understand the only redeeming quality about IPAs is that they clock in at like 9+%. So it's just the shortcut. But my goodness, and I'm not talking like, there's some IPAs out there that are like maybe the more traditional. I don't know. I don't even know because I don't drink them. They make me want to puke. But the more traditional ones that are, kind of less over the top. But I feel as if in this craft brew era that we are in, these IPAs these days are just over the top. And it's not that you like it. It's that you're making it your everything. You're like, I know, I swear by them. It's all I drink. I could drink like 4 of these. And that's all you do. I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem.
I personally prefer a good cider over an IPA, but that's just me. I had a really good St. Arnold cider yesterday, as a matter of fact. Strawberry kiwi. A young lady introduced me to it. It was actually really good. The alcohol percent, it's a cider, so but it was pretty high, like 6%. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's solid.
That's pretty good. That's solid. So I'm a cider guy. If I have to drink, between IPAs or really beer in general, I typically prefer ciders. But on occasion, I'll have a beer. When in Rome, you do what the Romans do. I'm not against beer, but if I had to my own choosing, IPAs would be dead last on my list of alcoholic beverages to drink for sure.
And I'm not saying that you can't have an IPA. I'm not here to say that IPAs should be taken off the menu. To each their own. I understand that many people don't like dark beers because they think that it's too heavy. I get it. This is all I drink. And this is,
Gotcha.
you know me, and this is all I have.
IPAs
To me, that to me is, I just don't know. I don't know. There's a screw loose, man. There's a screw loose man or woman that's doing it. Branch out, have something that doesn't taste terrible.
Yeah.
And you could, if you really are all for, like, counterpoint, let's do this. Point for the IPA. Heavy in the alcoholic content, as we've got. They are often a higher, if you're not watching on YouTube, they are, again, typical higher content. Point to the IPA fan. It's a higher content. Counterpoint, have a shot if that's what you're here for. Just take a shot of something. Yeah. If your goal is to just get a higher alcohol content, believe it or not, a shot of vodka, whiskey, rum, tequila has high percentage. Just because you have a high percentage doesn't mean it has to taste terrible. I mean, there are other options out there.
Absolutely.
And the IPA fandoms, I don't understand it, man. I do not understand it.
I'm going to switch the gear just slightly from the IPAs. And this is probably going to be a high take, but it's been on my mind, so I have to say what's on my mind. Assuming the guy is taking care of his business properly at home, he's taking care of home properly, right? So I got to put that caveat out first. Assuming the guy is taking care of his business at home properly. At home, I prefer, assuming with the point I said, at home, I prefer my lady at home to have the mentality more of a stripper and less of Michelle Obama. I prefer a stripper mentality at home over a Michelle Obama mentality at home.
First off, how do we know what Michelle Obama's personality is?
I don't know. Thank you. I'm glad you said that, because that was my next statement. I do not know Michelle Obama's mentality at all, but I'm using her as an example for the strong, independent, get it for themselves, know how to get things done women. I think that's I think that describes a Michelle Obama type. I think. Sure. I don't think I'm being crazy in saying that statement, right?
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that type of woman. I'm just saying, in my personal space at home, and let me clarify. The reason why I say this is because, and Marsh, I know you haven't had a lot of experience, and you probably haven't been, because you're a happily married man. But when you go to the strip clubs, what is the stripper's number one job there?
To get your money. You say get your money? Get your money. That's their number one job.
That's the byproduct of their number one job.
Are we sure that?
If they do this correctly, then they get your money. But their number one job is to cater to and make that person, whoever they're dealing with at the time, to feel like the best thing in the entire world. This is why strip clubs will never go out of business, because guys visit strip clubs before they go home. Why? Because the women at the strip club are going to say things to them and make them feel a certain type of way that they're not currently receiving at home. As soon as you walk in, she's going to say, "Oh my gosh, that shirt looks so great on you. Have you been working out?" She doesn't know me from Adam, but she's going to compliment me in a way to make me feel as if, you know what? I have been cutting back a little bit. I was drinking 5 nights a week. I've only been drinking 3. Maybe my belly has gone down some. Maybe my bald head, I've been real secure with my bald head. Maybe my bald head does look really, really good on me. Maybe I do look like Michael Jordan. I know she's lying, but they're the fantastic type of lies that you want to hear. All I'm saying is, if you take that mentality and put that in your household with a young lady who's living with you, all the things that you would do for the woman who's pumping your head up with this type of influence. That's all. And so the point, the statement is a shocking statement, but the reality of it, what I'm saying is, and I think it's the same as vice versa. I think a woman likes to be complimented. I think a woman likes to feel that appreciated. I think a woman likes to know from her man, You don't want the first time a woman a compliment a guy. You don't want the first time a woman receives a compliment from another guy, not from you. Same thing, vice versa, ladies. You don't want the guy's first compliment that he receives on a day come from another woman. You should beat her to the punch. Guys, you should beat him to the punch. So my point is, if in the household you have that type of energy, it's gonna make that guy go extra harder for his family. It's gonna make him go extra harder for you specifically.
So that was just out of left field. That had nothing to do with the IPAs, right?
I said
just
I'm
want to
switching.
confirm. Okay,
I said
well,
I'm
I didn't know if
switching.
you were switching from IPAs to like martinis, and then you went that route. And I was like, I don't know where we're headed. So, I would say to each their own. I have honestly, I guess with your phrasing of it and your uh, additional context, I have never once thought of that in my life. It's a unique it's a unique viewpoint on, but I, it is a lot. It is very interesting how you got there, because I did not think starting with stripper versus Michelle Obama was the pathway to the stripper is very complimentary of her man, and Michelle Obama maybe is less complimentary.
And I'm not saying she's not complimentary. I'm just saying she's the Michelle Obama type is probably more often not doing it in the way that the stripper
unless
who
you're
has
Barack
that,
Obama.
maybe unless you're Barack Obama, and maybe even if you are Barack Obama, maybe it's a limp. I don't know. All I know is when you go to a strip club, any decent strip club, and any decent stripper, 10 times out of 10, they're going to give you that same energy every single time, no matter which one you go to, no matter who you run across. They're going to give you that you're the best thing I've seen in here, not all day, maybe in my entire life. Like, that's the energy that they're going to give you. And you tell me one person who doesn't want that energy at the house. Name one person who doesn't want that energy.
Are we sure that Michelle Obama just isn't tired of Barack's shit at this point? Like,
I'm sure she is.
How many times did she have to listen to Barack be like, "Oh, I could have crossed that guy up"? Like, Steph, no, bro, I would have. And she's like, "Okay, you're the president, so I can't tell you wrong, but you're wrong." Like, how much did she have to put up with, where she's listening to Barack talk some talk, and she can't do nothing about it?
You gotta play the game. Listen, that guy that walked in that door in that strip club, he's 330 pounds, gut busting everywhere, shoes raggedy home, hair not combed. She's not telling him that.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We have now Michelle Obama, and
that's a great Michelle Obama picture, by the way. Fantastic. Shout out to Michelle Obama. I used her name because I know that everyone knows who she is. But that's not a slight at Michelle Obama at all. I meant it with the utmost respect. I want no smoke from Michelle or anybody affiliated with the Obamas. I have no smoke at all.
So if Taylor Swift has Swifties and Beyonce, what's Beyonce's fans called?
Beehive.
Beehive, right? Okay. What's the Obama fandoms? What's that one called? There's going to be a political answer that I don't want to put out there, because I think that there's a very low-hanging fruit for if somebody wanted to make a political joke. I'm not making a political joke. Like, well, if it's like the Obama-mites, is that the Obama-nites?
No. Obama.
What would be their...
First of all, we have to distinguish. Are we talking about... is Michelle and Barack big enough, huge enough individually to have their own, like, fan club?
Dude,
maybe that's what we should be doing. We should be naming them.
Are they big enough to have their own individual? I think probably, because I think so. Obama's he's a president, and then Michelle, I think people see, as you outlined, a boss lady, independent woman, opposite of a stripper. It was specifically. Right. I think they're probably big enough to have their own fandoms.
So what would a Michelle fan club be named then?
Michelle's a tough word, or a tough name to like build something off of.
We can't use Obama again because Barack has that.
Right, and Barack, like, there's more pathways using Barack. Like, I'm a Barack head. I don't know. I was trying to think Rock head. I don't know enough phrases to
maybe
be
the Shelleys.
the shell.
That's fun.
That could work. The
That's
Shelleys.
fun. The Shelleys.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
With a
And
C.
then
I like that. The Shelleys.
yeah, you'd have to do CHELLE.
Yeah. The Shelleys. Shout out to the Shelleys out there.
The Shelleys. What are the what's Baracks? I don't know. We're really off pace. I think we need to pay an ad or pay a bill or something.
Let's pay
Let's run an ad. Let's run an ad. Let's do that. It's my favorite time of year again, NBA playoffs. And I must admit, I'm extremely excited. And I'm going all in on the Houston Rockets this year. Oh no, I'm not from Houston. No, I've never thrown money at the strip clubs with James Harden. And yes, I am a Warriors fan. But there's just something to love about these Rockets. Maybe it's because I wish KD was still on the Warriors. Maybe. Or maybe it's because I think Şengün is adorable. He's not. I've got to keep reading. Either way, I'm pulling for the Rockets to come out of the Western Conference. Go Rockets!
Wow. Oh, Rockets. I like that.
You heard it here first. Go.
I like that.
Go Rockets in my
Rockets
Bucks jersey. I just here's what it is, Rick. I just have terrible taste in teams. That's why I have a Bucks jersey on and I'm rooting for the Rockets. I got terrible taste in teams that are going to inevitably lose.
And your Bucks jersey is about to expire at the end of this year.
Yes, this is a Giannis Bucks jersey.
He's not going to be there for long.
He will not be. He continues to complain. If you follow the NBA, you know this. If you don't, you're about to. He's been complaining about the fact that the team won't play him, but he's supposedly healthy, even though for the last, 2 years he's been will he, won't he, on if he wants to even stay in Milwaukee. But I like to go to NBA arenas, and when I go, I like to get jerseys. And so I went to a Bucks game earlier this year. And I'll be honest with you, all the other jerseys sucked. It'd be Miles Turner, who is probably not going to be in Milwaukee long either, or Bobby Portis, who is more of a meme than he is a basketball player. I don't even know who else they had jerseys of. So I had to get Giannis knowing that he was not going to be there. Now, I did buy it with an American Express card, so in theory, I have until next year. I could get an exchange.
There you go.
I could do that. I will probably not do that, but I could. I just have to have the receipt, so I could make. Maybe we'll test this. Maybe that'll be part of the show. I'll test out the Amex jersey swap thing that they have set up.
We should videotape it too, so we can see if it's a go. Win.
But if they just give me another Bucks jersey, I don't want a Bucks jersey. Like, I don't want a Bucks jersey. Just have a Bucks jersey. Like, unless you give me the jersey of the team he goes to play for. I think that's a bad deal.
Maybe you can do a throwback. Can you do like an older Bucks team player? A throwback
That's a good question, because they did have some Mitchell and Ness Ray Allen jerseys. That would have been pretty nice.
Now we're talking. Some Brandon Jennings.
I do not think Brandon Jennings was good enough to get a throwback jersey in the arena.
You don't think?
They did have Michael Redd. While I was there, I don't remember seeing the Brandon. I don't remember it. That doesn't mean it wasn't there. I don't have the photographic memory.
Red,
I don't remember Brandon Jennings.
What about Glenn? They got to have Glenn Robinson. Got a big dog.
Did he spend enough time in Milwaukee? How long was he in Milwaukee? I feel like he's more of a Warrior icon than he is the Bucks. Because he was part of Run TMC.
Glenn Robinson?
Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Tim Hardaway. That's who I'm thinking of. Yes, Glenn Robinson. Well, Glenn Robinson was also with the Warriors, so that's where I'm getting my confusion.
Well, it was him, Ray Allen, and Sam Cassell made the big three. But they're back then.
The big three. Yeah,
back then. It wasn't even called the big three then. But it's just
Ray Allen. It was Ray Allen and co. That's what it was.
Big dog.
The NBA is gone. All right, time for some, what do we call these, sidebars, side notes? We got production bringing them in. All right, being a Warrior, oh my God, I'm catching straight. He's a Warriors fan in 2026, red flag. Hard disagree with that.
They lost to the Rockets too last night.
We did, but it literally doesn't matter. So we're recording this on Monday night, so that was a Sunday night game. You'll listen to at least one more since then. It doesn't matter, because if the Warriors won, they'd still be in 10th spot like they are, because they've sucked without Steph Curry, because this team is not good without Steph Curry, because Steph Curry at 37 is still the best player, top 10 player in the NBA right now, I guess.
Let me give some credit though. He had 29 off the bench first game back. He
and he
is
almost hit a game winner.
almost in the game, but your using your words, the adorable Shangoon hit the shot to go up to get us the lead and ultimately get us the win.
Which, by the way, the NBA did a they have like a last 2 minute report, which just means that at the end of each game they say what the refs did right or wrong, and they missed a foul call on Sengun. I think it was on Ahmed Thompson that would have sent Steph Curry to the line for an and one opportunity after a layup he hit, and then they missed a 3-second violation on Sengun before he makes the go-ahead bucket and is fouled by Draymond Green to put them up. So all of it, just all Rockets. It's a conspiracy that the Warriors, that the fans
Yeah,
don't
but it's
want
all
them, or
good
the
because you
refs. The
cheer
NBA
for them
doesn't
in
want
the
them.
playoffs anyway.
I can't wait to cheer for them for the first 5 games of the playoffs, and then they get eliminated in the first round. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. 5 games, and then they're going to get bounced by Denver.
You think we get knocked out first? You for sure? You think we get knocked out first round?
Yeah, we. Let's see what the standings are as we record this. Great podcasting.
I think it's 4-5.
Yes, 4-5. Yeah, I think they're losing to Denver. I think
being a Warriors fan in 2026 is, you know what? I'm going to say it's not a red flag because I'm tired of people switching teams based on how well the team plays.
Hold on. Before you finish that thought, what do you call a Warriors fan in 2026?
Most of them are casual guys. Most of them became Warriors fans in the last 3 years. They're not really Warriors fans.
So what do you call them?
Curry fans.
No, you call them Thunder fans. That's what you call them because they already left town and they're starting rooting for Oklahoma City. That's what you call a Warriors fan in 2026, unless you are living in South Florida, and those are real Warriors fans that live on the opposite side of the continent of the United States.
I'm definitely not a Thunder fan. I think Shai Gilgeous is getting away with murder with that push off he does. Oh, with murder.
Plus his face is just brutal when he does it. It's brutal. So, all right, some more sidebars. Let's keep this thing rolling. Coming in next, men with long hair and no facial hair. Red flag. I'm gonna agree with that. I will say this. Yes, and if you're a man with long hair, you put it into a ponytail, and you have no facial hair. Like, what are we doing here?
You guys you guys obviously have never seen a guy by the name of Thor. He only has beard in the newer ones. The old Thor does not have beards. He just started wearing the beard in the last.
Well, it's also Liam Hemsworth. I mean, what are you gonna do?
So there are exceptions to the rule.
It's called being Liam Hemsworth.
Normal guys, yes. But if you're Liam Hemsworth or if you're Fabio or you're anything like anybody like that, then you can kind of get away with whatever the hell you want to get away with. Then no one can say anything because they can't kick your ass anyway.
When your hair is that blonde and your chin is that chiseled, you can do whatever you'd like. All right? Rules do not apply to you. That's just Liam can do what he wants.
For the rest of the guys, it's freaking weird. It's really weird.
Rest of the guys are a little weird. All right, production wants to get on this. Producer, what do we got?
My wife and I, we have a conversation like all couples do, right? About, free pass days or whatnot.
Couples is a bold line to include in that list.
You just haven't got there yet. He's not there yet.
You just
haven't gotten there.
Been in I
didn't say unapplicable.
The hall pass discussion. So I don't agree with hall pass at all. But then she was like Liam Hemsworth, and I was like, well, I guess makes sense.
I can't hate on you for this one. I can't. And look, here's my thing with hall passes. I'm not married, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. But I think hall passes, if you're given a hall pass, or if you're talking about it seriously, I think the person that you engage with said hall pass should be a level up or two of your normal person in some capacity. If you're doing a hall pass if you're a woman, you're doing a hall pass with a guy who's not even up to par to your current husband, then you're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to shoot for the stars and go as far to the moon as possible. If you're gonna do a hall pass, there's right ways of doing it wrong, and I think that's the right way.
I feel like hall passes are for celebrities. I feel that's like, yeah, if Liam Hemsworth approaches your wife, what are you gonna be like? Hell, if Liam Hemsworth interested in my wife, like it's good for me, right? Like, yeah, that I would have to assume. But that's if you're just picking up Sally at Applebee's, like, what are we like? Come on. Shout out Sally. Shout out Sally. All right, next sidebar. Next sidebar. Mates kissing Chris Brown on stage. Red flag. I don't know what mates are.
Red flag like a mother. Let me tell you something. First of all, the husband he's already feeling some kind of way about you going to see Chris Brown anyway. Because you're probably going with a group of girls. Weird choice. Yeah. He's probably going with a group of girls. She's probably going with a group of girls. They're going to have a girls' night. It's not going to be a tamed night. You already know, because nothing Chris Brown does is tamed. So now you're going to the show, and we know that you engage in and you're having a girls' night. Let's leave it at that. But to go on stage and allow Chris Brown or engage with Chris Brown kissing on you in front of everybody.
And Chris Brown does, he does, I've seen the pictures of the VIP pictures. Those are not PG photographs. He is
now I will say that
on them women.
Those poses are by the person who they choose how they want to pose.
I know that's equally concerning. That reinforces.
They pay a lot of money for those VIPs
for him to grab some ass.
Yes.
I'm not arguing this fact. I have seen the pictures. I haven't seen the videos, but that's a lot.
So my point is, if you're doing all of this in public, God knows what you're doing in private. You're running all kind of reds in private.
And what you're open for.
That's not your first time. That's not your first time doing something salacious. That's your first time doing something salacious in public.
And let's be honest. I cannot imagine Chris Brown is the type of man, and maybe I'm completely wrong on this, but I can't imagine Chris Brown is the type of man that says, "Sweetheart, you've got a man at home, and I respect your relationship too much, and I am not going to take advantage of this opportunity."
That's not his job. That is not his job.
It's not his job. I don't think he worries about that barrier, nor should he have to. He is not in that relationship. Nope. So yes, I would say that is the hurricane flag that get out of town.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a double hurricane flag.
And you might want to get a blood test. One of them children may not be yours.
Now we're getting very deep. All right, next side note. All white party, red flag. I'm just gonna say that's a red flag because what the hell are we doing calling it an all white party? Yeah. I understand because everybody's wearing all white, but they don't call the weirdest thing to me is when who does one currently? The owner, Josh Harris, the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, I believe he throws the all-white party. And I'm sorry, but it's a weird headline just on its face when it's like James Harden and Neymar spotted at all-white party. And it's like there's a lot of context being missing in this headline right now.
Listen, so for two things. For one, I don't wear all white, so all white parties for me just a general no. But when I think about all white parties, I only think of two things come to mind: either a bunch of old people got together, or this is about to be a freak nick. One of the two. It's either one of the two. A bunch of old people are together, and it's a geritol party, or it's not a bunch of old people, and it's about to be a real freaky situation going on at the all-white parties. I think
we're all in this together.
There's only one of the two, in my opinion.
I agree. The track record, I would say, of all-white party hosts being upstanding citizens, not super great. I'm not speaking to Josh. I think his name's Josh Harris. But you look at hosts, whether that be one man who's got some legal troubles right now, or the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. He was notoriously hosting an all-white party. The Venn diagram between weirdos and all-white party hosts is pretty close to a circle.
I'm curious to how this even became a thing. I'm curious to know the history of how white parties how a theme of all white parties came about.
I think
I feel like it I feel like
I think you know.
I don't have any factual information, but I feel like it originated in one kind of way, and then over time it turned into people wearing all white. But I don't think that was the original plan when they said, "Hey, bro, we're about to have an all white party." I don't think they meant the clothing at that time. I think it morphed into something else, and I'm going to stand on that. I don't have any factual evidence to back that claim up, but that makes sense to me.
I have nothing to comment or to add to that statement. Is what I would start out with. So we've got if you're not watching, wearing white clothing was a status symbol because it required significant maintenance to keep clean and was easily ruined, which I think says maybe in different terms what Rick was insinuating both people believed. I think would be the best way to put that. So we're moving on from that. We've agreed that that's a red flag. So our next side note. Coming up, being a Californian in Texas or Florida. So you're from California, you've moved to Texas or Florida. Red flag. I think that's a sign of who you are. I think there's a lot of politics in that. Is what I would probably start off with. There's a lot of politics in being a former Californian, and I would add to that, having been in Florida, I think Californians go to Texas, New Yorkers go to Florida. That's the
really.
Yeah.
And I would say, me being a Texan and the amount of traffic we already have, anybody from any state moving to Texas right now is a red flag to me. I don't need to see nobody else relocating to Houston, Texas. Please. It's a red flag. We good. You can go out now any given night of the week in Houston. And when I go out and meet people on any given night, and I tell them I'm from Houston, they're thoroughly shocked because apparently most people are transplants. When they go out and meet people out in public these days, people very rarely hear folks that's actually from Houston. Now, there's some theories to that. I think Houstonians kind of stay out of the way for the most part. We don't probably go where everyone else kind of migrates, but that goes to the point that this has become a very transplant city. And so I'm good. I red flag for anybody coming from anywhere. If you're not already from Texas, man, we good.
I have never stepped foot in Houston. I've stepped foot in, other parts of Texas.
Shame on you, Marsh.
Look, I have no good reason. All right, let's get to one last sidebar here before we close things out. Wearing red in a Crip neighborhood, red flag.
Dead flag. It's a dead flag. The red stands for you're now dead. So yes, It's definitely a red flag.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be a problem. I think that would also be, but I would also say that's probably factual, right? I mean, if you're wearing red in a Crip neighborhood, you probably might be on the other side, so you probably have to be wearing the color red, right? If you're coming for trouble, that is. I'd say that's a big problem.
Or
I got nothing to add to this.
Maybe you're undercover.
All right, we're gonna get to you know what I hate. I think Rick, you've got something that's really grounded.
Yeah.
In your...
You know what I hate?
No, tell us what you hate.
Listen, so I know it's the summertime and the ladies got their feet out, and I love that. But you know what I hate? When you have on those slides and your toes go over the front of the shoe, baby girl, it's time to retire that shoe. Your big toe or that first toe is sneaking slide on top. I hate that shit, really. And you should hate it too. Do better this summer. Get some slides that fit you this summer, please. I hate that.
How often have you seen that has to be something that you hate?
Too often.
In Houston, people just walk around with slides too small.
So it could be a slide, it could be a heel, it could be anything where the toe is out. But sometimes it's a heel. It's not always a slide. But that you got your big toe and then your first toe. A lot of times it's longer than the big toe. I guess for that in the cases I've seen, and that first toe is just dangling. Like here's the end of the slide, and the part of that first toe is dangling on the. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you see what I'm saying? Look at that toe. It's dangling. Look at that. See that toe's getting loose? It's getting loose all on top of that.
We have a video right now, or a photo on YouTube for our audio audience. The search history for
keep your toes in check, ladies.
production. That's not a good look. I will agree with that one. I will agree with that one, Rick. That is it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell for anybody. I don't really have. I mean, it's April in Florida, which means that season is almost over, which means we go from having a bunch of rich old people here to just having normal old people here.
The non-rich old people.
It's just so much better. Like when I first moved down here, the summers were brutal. I look forward to the summers now because it means there's nobody on the road, and you can get a reservation. I tried to get reservations for dinner tomorrow night, and the only two times available at the spot was 4 p.m. and 9:15. That was it. I am ready for me to be able to get a reservation at a normal hour if I wanted to get.
What's the restaurant, Marsh? We need to give them a shout out so next time you can become a VIP.
Sure. So look, they will not give a darn about me because it's in Jupiter, which means I am not in the tax bracket that they need to, strive to bring in.
That's where the Astros play. At least they used to play spring ball.
They play just actually right by the house. I'm pulling out where I'm living. They have a new park that they share with the Nationals in West Palm Beach Riviera Beach border. But anyway, it's called Blackbird is the restaurant. It's a modern Asian fusion is the technical term for it. It's a very good restaurant, but it's in Jupiter. And Jupiter is a very affluent area these days. A lot of people moving up there, and it's a destination spot for these folks. So I have to guess a lot of people. Easter tends to be the time when the snowbirds leave. It's typically Thanksgiving to Easter or Christmas to Easter or like New Year's to Easter. So we're about to be rid of them. There's Blackbird if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, we have a picture of the restaurant. You can Google Blackbird. There's one in Naples and there's one in Jupiter. I'm obviously not going to the one in Naples, Florida. But it's good. It's a good stop, but I could not get in unless I wanted to go at 4, which I don't think that I would want to do that, or 9 o'clock, which I'm sorry, eating dinner at 9 o'clock, that's too late. That's just far too late.
Blackbird, let's do better. Let's give my man Marsh a table, man. Get him a nice table and give him a bottle of Pappy's Van Winkle while we at it. And let's just have a good time.
Let's do that. Let's have a good time. Blackbird, help me out. All right, that's our show. Appreciate production team for putting everything together. Rick, appreciate you hopping in. Appreciate you all joining us for this one on YouTube. TMIW.show to subscribe, like, comment, throw them up there. I think we need a winner, though, before we get out of here. I didn't check the scoreboard, so production team, we got Mark, another win. I think that's 2 or 3 in a row. We got a win streak going over here.
Yeah. He felt sorry because you couldn't get a reservation.
That's it. I will take a pity win any day of the week. So any day of the week will be again next Thursday, 3 p.m. on YouTube, on Spotify, and of course on what's the other one? Apple. That's the other one that you can check us out on. We will talk to you next week.
Peace.